Atiku himself told Jonathan to step down because of zoning, so he should also step down, Kenneth Okonkwo. During an interview with Channels Television, the spokesperson of the Obidati Campaign Council, Kenneth Okonkwo, stated that the PDP was not only supposed to emphasize Ayu's stepping down, but also Atiku stepping down. He stated that their major crisis was caused by zoning to the north, pointing out that Atiku also did the same to Jonathan. He revealed that during the time when Jonathan wanted to run for a second time, Atiku forced him to step down and refused to support him because he complained about zoning. As regards this, Kenneth Okonkwo stated that the main complaint of the G5 governors should be about Atiku stepping down, not only Ayu. According to him, in his words, Wike has established that Ayu is corrupt because he provided facts and Ayu has not satisfactorily disputed them. Why has he not resigned? Now the 5 governors, I must confess, are even lenient enough to be resisting the concession they need, Ayu's resignation. Actually, they should be talking about Atiku stepping down. Atiku himself told Jonathan that he should step down based on zoning. Jonathan traveled abroad to plead with him to allow him to complete his tenure, and he refused. Very interesting. And you know what's more interesting? The comments. Fayanju Oriomole says, Atiku is deceitful. That is the basic truth. He wants to rule at all costs. That is the more reason he's manipulating the system to favor himself only. It is not morally right for a Fulani man to succeed another Fulani. Are they the only tribe in Nigeria? Well, I guess based on zoning, it is not right. But again, you using the word morally is like, it doesn't necessarily make your argument strong. But I believe this because this individual is someone who has said as long as he's alive, he will keep going for the presidential seat. And this is somebody who's been a vice president, not just a vice presidential aspirant or candidate. He's been a vice president. And since then, he's been adamant, and in that way, you can also use the same word desperation, being desperate, because what is there about the presidential seat? And I think these individuals have never proven themselves. We are in a system generally that does not reward merit. And so you have individuals who have never been competent, who have never had to show their competence to, validate why they need or why they should be in certain positions. So, for example, this desperation is like, wait, so don't you look at it as a red flag that, Nigerians will look at you and say, why is this man every single time going for this? I mean, that in itself for me is a red flag. And it's also a red flag in the sense that if someone, example, Tinubu for the APC, says it is my turn to rule, you have desperation and entitlement on both ends. You are still going. You can say, the determination is very real, but it's like, what are you looking for? Why should I vote for you? Me voting for you is not me doing you a favor. Is not, I don't owe you my vote. In fact, you need to work for my vote, because it's the same way they go to the grassroots. And in order to prove themselves, they'll give money because they're attending to those needs, which is obviously survival of the grassroots. Obviously, they're not as stable, so they're attending to those needs, those temporary needs for that time. And then when they get what they want, because after they've gotten what they want, and then they would go back, be in office, and come back again to the grassroots. And of course, this is the structure they're talking about, because they say, you know what, you have to be connected to the grassroots to win elections. But how? By giving them 5,000 naira and a bag of rice? Because in that moment, how do you tell someone who is conditioned to poverty at that time to sacrifice or even think or not even sell their vote for 5,000 naira at that time? We're talking about people in abject poverty, and then you have this over 70% of the Nigerian population in abject poverty. What are you saying? Of course they can win elections by buying and vote buying and a lot of manipulation. Of course they can win. And I guess that is literally the confidence that they have, because they do not have to prove to the individuals why they should serve them. And these individuals don't understand what a government can do or should do for them. They know that they deserve better, but where do they start from? Where do they start from when they have to survive? You cannot go and tell a hungry man, go and start protesting and thinking of the economic state of the country. And no one's going to listen to you. Look at the comments as well. After betraying Goodluck Jonathan, he's now going cap in hand to solicit for his support. No way, he must reap what he sowed. Many politically naive people who don't understand the thing God is using Wike to do are just abusing unjustly because of stomach infrastructure. Mr. Man, you're not making any sense. I don't understand. How is it you're talking about political naivety and then you're talking about what God is using Wike to do? Like, I don't get it. Just make your point and explain properly, because I don't know. Again, I feel like, to be honest, for the PDP, everyone knows Wike must definitely have been, an integral part of leading the party, especially when, the leadership was really failing, and obviously doing that whilst he was governor. Okay, fine, we can commend you for that. And you know what? Maybe in that sense, Atiku coming out to say you're not God and I will be without you, maybe it also highlights how important Wike is. So yes, in a way, Wike is playing a role whereby whoever he chooses to support, that is his own, and maybe that would add to whether PDP or whether Atiku, whether Peter Obi or Tinubu. But really, it's the masses that do matter. And to be honest, yeah, if you have influence, of course you can be in politics. So, someone also says here the law of karma still exists. Atiku should step down. I mean, I don't think so. I don't think Atiku will step down, but we'll see what happens. Atiku is never loyal to any of his bosses. He will reap a massive disloyalty. He will fail. I mean, again, presidency, as they say, cannot go back to the north, and people are definitely adamant on that. And I think for a lot of people supporting Peter Obi, what I've seen personally is an amalgamation of different intentions. Some is a rebellion to the system. Some are new to politics, and you know what? Let's change. 2023 is going to be different. Some is literally, I guess, I do not want APC or PDP to win, so I'm not even going to go for them at all. No way. So I think for a lot of people, supporting the Labour Party is literally like also a rebellion. It's also like, giving a fat middle finger to the old political system and saying we can also decide and change things. And I think the ambition of, let's say, the Peter Obi or the obedience is the fact that really, I think, in my opinion, it is coming from the NSAS protest, because the weight they put, especially online, and not just being an online campaign to raise awareness of NSAS, but it was manifested. Yes, it did result in deaths, but the power, I mean, look at the people rising. The government was so threatened, they took lives. What an incompetent government. But it really does show the power of the people, because really, of course, you have to take out the people if the people have power over you. And so that is their way of attacking the people. But to be honest, I mean, this whole jackpot, sackpot, everything, people are willing and are literally saying, if you don't get it right in 2023, people don't really know what is going to happen. But I think it will be very dangerous. Choose who you want to choose and vote. But I think, obviously, money and different factors come into winning an election. But it will be very disappointing, and Nigerians will literally say, I want to suffer if they give the country back to APC or PDP. Because the way I see it, more than just the individual that you are going for, you also look at the party. What kind of candidates do they produce? Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.